The mental health and wellbeing policy and framework came from wanting to formally document the wonderful work already happening in this area across our diocese. This documentation supports a consistent approach to mental health and wellbeing that is strongly grounded in Catholic values. It also coincides with the national push to prioritise mental health and wellbeing in schools. The Mental Health and Wellbeing Policy is a 3-page document which supports school leadership to promote mental health and wellbeing for all. It outlines 15 implementation strategies which look at the proactive approach to supporting mental health and wellbeing. The policy and framework acknowledge that parents, carers and families as children's first educators and the primary role they play in fostering children's mental health and wellbeing. Schools continue to add to this foundation of wellbeing and lifelong learning. The Student Mental Health and Wellbeing Framework supports the policy by highlighting that learning and wellbeing are intrinsically linked. Students learn best when their wellbeing is optimised, and they develop a strong sense of wellbeing when they experience success in learning. The framework includes a graphic which emphasises placing the student and their voice at the centre of our practice. It proposes that well-being relates to the whole person and the interconnectedness of physical, cognitive, spiritual, cultural, social and psychological dimensions within a person. The graphic also acknowledges that students are a part of the school, family and community system, highlighting the importance of collaborating across all systems. There are 4 key elements to the Student Mental Health and Wellbeing Framework. 1. Catholic ethos and learning environment, which focuses on creating a wellbeing culture, safe learning environment in which students understand they are loved by God. 2. Curriculum, and how it links with the teaching of social and emotional skills, school values, and expectations of behaviour. 3. Empower and support, looks at a whole school approach to mental health and wellbeing and the building of staff capacity. 4. Partnerships, helping us connect with the school, families and wider community, as well as engaging with resources, supports and initiatives to support student mental health and wellbeing. There are many wellbeing frameworks in Australia. This framework, however, is founded on our vision for Catholic schools and the key principles of Catholic social teaching. As a part of introducing and supporting schools with implementing the Mental Health and Wellbeing Policy and Framework, Erin Sheldrick has joined the team as the Project Officer Student Wellbeing.
My role as Project Officer Student Wellbeing is to collaboratively work with and support schools to promote and foster the wellbeing, health, successful school engagement and development of all students. As part of this, I have created a mapping document to assist schools in understanding the links between our student mental health and wellbeing framework and existing curriculums and frameworks that schools are currently using. I have cross-referenced how elements of the existing curriculums and frameworks help support our student mental health and wellbeing framework to demonstrate to schools how they are already doing so many things to support student mental health and wellbeing. I have documented the links between the Australian curriculum, the RE curriculum, the PSDE curriculum, HPE curriculum, the Teaching and Learning Framework and the Australian Wellbeing Framework for the purpose of assisting schools to recognise that by delivering these curriculums and frameworks, schools will cover the elements of our student mental health and wellbeing framework, with many schools already doing much more than this. The National Initiative for Supporting Mental Health and Wellbeing is BU. This initiative has also been mapped to our Student Mental Health and Wellbeing Framework to show how they are aligned. The Australian Government has provided funding to Beyond Blue to create the BU National Initiative. BU is an education initiative designed for educators and school leaders that promotes mental health and wellbeing from the early years to 18. BU aligns with other national, state and territory mental health initiatives, curriculum and professional standards and works closely with education sectors across Australia. As a diocese, we promote BU as one way to support the implementation of our student mental health and wellbeing policy and framework. The BU resources are a tool schools can use to help increase the mental health literacy of their staff, students and wider community. BU is about empowering staff with knowledge in different areas of wellbeing to help meet the growing needs of children and young people today. There is no time frame in implementing the BU initiative, and every school will take a slightly different journey depending on their school community needs. BU offers online professional learning modules in 5 key areas. These are mentally healthy communities, family partnerships, learning resilience, early support, and responding together. Another part of my role is to assist leadership to decide how they could utilise the BU tools and resources to support their learning community with mental health and wellbeing. This may involve school visits and Zoom meetings. If you have any questions or would like more information about what we've discussed today, please feel free to contact me.